Every February, millions of students walk into examination centers running on caffeine and panic. Months of lost sleep, hundreds of highlighted pages. Yet when the results arrive, a strange paradox appears. Students who study 12 hours a day frequently fall short, while those maintaining a measured 5-hour routine secure the top ranks. CBSE evaluators grade against a strict rubric of NCERT terminology. If a student misses the mandatory keywords found in the textbook, the marking scheme penalizes the response. In this system, performance depends on aligning study methodology with the specific design of the evaluation machinery. Over the next 6 minutes, we are going to implement a 7-step protocol designed to bridge the gap between chaotic effort and the precision the examiners require. This system starts with a reset of your immediate environment. Clear your desk of everything. You only need your NCERT textbook, a stack of blank paper, a blue and a red pen. We begin by addressing the reference book trap. Students often stack their desks with massive multi-volume reference tomes because bigger books provide a false sense of comprehensive security. Official marking schemes are verbatim extracts from NCERT textbooks. When a student uses an alternative definition for terms like biomagnification or capital account deficit, the evaluator shaves off marks for missing the mandatory terminology. Passive habits like highlighting or rereading create a fluency illusion. Recognizing a concept while looking at it feels like mastery, but it does not prepare the brain to retrieve that information from scratch under exam conditions. To build retention, use the Feynman blurting technique. Read an NCERT section, then immediately close the book. On your blank sheet of paper, write down every formula, diagram flow, and key term from memory. Reopen the book and use your red pen to fill in what you missed. Red pen gap analysis works because the brain remembers errors 4 times better than repeated passive exposure. Active synthesis and reproduction require prefrontal retrieval networks. These networks are trained through the friction of self-testing, allowing you to reproduce concepts when the environmental cues of the textbook are gone. In math or physics, arriving at the correct numerical answer at the bottom of the page is often mistaken for a guarantee of full credit. This diagram shows the granular step marking breakdown for a 5-mark derivation. The final numeric answer holds only half a mark to 1 mark. The remaining 4 marks are distributed across the formula statement, SI units, intermediate algebraic steps, and diagram labels. Capturing these points requires a strict formatting protocol. You must explicitly write the given variables to prove, the formula used, and the calculations before boxing the final value with its correct SI unit. This exam is as much an endurance trial as an intellectual one. Writing continuously for 180 minutes induces cognitive and wrist fatigue around the 2-hour mark, leading to pacing failures that students mistake for lengthy papers. To build the necessary motor skills, conduct mock sessions strictly between 10:15 a.m. and 1:30 p.m. at a rigid desk, eliminating all digital devices and interruptions. Use the initial 15-minute reading time for strategic triaging. Categorize questions into green for immediate confidence, yellow for those needing calculation, and red for complex or uncertain prompts. Reaching a top percentile requires treating the session as a 3-hour trial of skill cortex. Frantically attempting to master a new, obscure concept robs you of the time needed to solidify the 80% of the syllabus you already grasp. Follow the 80-20 core solidification mandate. No new chapters or unstudied topics should be initiated in the final 5 days before the subject exam. Spend the final 48 hours exclusively reviewing your personalized formula sheets and error logs. This protects your high-weightage, guaranteed sections from being destabilized by late-night panic. Legacy question banks from 2012 to 2018 no longer reflect the modern paper. CBSE has shifted up to 50% of the weightage toward competency-focused inquiries, including real-world data interpretation and case-based situations. Solve assertion reasoning questions using the because test. Read the assertion, insert the word because at the end, and evaluate whether the reason provides the exact causal justification required to link the two statements. High performance in the final week depends on logical framework application and protecting previously mastered high-yield pillars. The sleep deprivation paradox is the false belief that 3 extra hours of caffeine-fueled reading will yield higher marks than rest. Synaptic consolidation occurs during sleep. This biological process transfers short-term working memory into long-term retrieval networks, making the information accessible during the exam. Set a 7-hour cognitive anchor. Be asleep by 10:30 p.m. the night prior, followed by a low glycemic breakfast and light breathing exercises in the morning to manage heart rate variability. Enforce the pre-exam gate protocol. Cease all book reading 45 minutes before entering the center to prevent high arousal mental chaos. Entering the hall with a calm, rested brain is the primary defense against dropping negative signs or misreading simple conditions in the question paper. By diagnosing these blind spots, you have replaced brute force memorization with a strategy built on structured communication and neurological execution. This matrix summarizes the shift in habits. It maps the transition from multi-author guidebooks and passive highlighting to NCERT mastery, active recall, and stepwise breakdown. Look at the final rows. They emphasize the necessity of competency-based practice and deep sleep over late-night cramming. Screenshot this matrix and set up your desk for tomorrow's 10:15 a.m. mock simulation. In the boardroom, precision always beats pressure.